There's shit movies, and then there's Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Death and Porridge level of shit movies. Hey everyone, welcome to the channel. Thank you so much for sparing your own time out to check out my thoughts on Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Death and Porridge. We're going to rip the band-aid off and we're going to go right into this movie. So I'm going to announce here, and this may come as a shock to you, but I think for the first time ever in nearly 6 years in doing YouTube, I've honestly got 0 positives for this movie. I could honestly not find a single thing I liked about this outing. And that says a lot. And if you know me and you've been to the channel before, I try to find a positive in everything. Even in the worst movie I've ever seen, The Amazing Bulk, I managed to find at least some positives. This, I have 0. Okay, so I'm not even going to mention the actors' names and everything like that because they're basically a bunch of Z-list actors. It's directed by Craig Rees, who also stars in the movie. It's his second ever movie that he's ever made. It's his own production company that make this movie, and I think there lies mistake number 1. Of course, this is to capitalise on the IP, to capitalise on this going in a public domain, and okay, let's be the first to make a Goldilocks horror movie, and my god, this feels badly. So I can't even recommend to you guys the fact that this is so bad. It's a good, funny kind of movie. It's not that whatsoever. What is wrong with this movie? Well, besides everything, let me give you a little bit more of a detailed, accurate description. Let's start with the cinematography. So a lot of times they're filming when it's bright sunlight outside. Fair play to them for making use of the natural light. But then they add this weird grayscale to a lot of the scenes. And I know it's meant to be, some scenes are meant to be, the characters are meant to be like feeling trippy, right? I can associate the differences with that as well. But then in these bright daylight scenes, especially towards the end in the third act, and I'm going to spoil this movie, by the way. So if you want to go see this, maybe come back after you've seen it. But I'm going to go into spoilers. So in the third act, when, by the way, this takes 55 minutes, near enough, to get our first kill of an hour and 16-minute movie, if you exclude the opening cards and the 5-minute end credits. An hour and 16 minutes this is on for. 55 minutes, we get our first kill. And even at the part where right at the end, they're in the woods, it's bright daylight, and they are beating up one of the victims, and it looks pitch black. It looks as if they've had to use some lighting to make that scene, and I don't know why they couldn't film that in daylight. I don't know if they used a different camera. I don't know what they did, but it looked absolutely horrendous. The grayscale is absolutely awful. They try to add this cool like blood effect and this blood gushing from someone's mouth. It looks absolutely pathetic. I'm going to be quite transparent with you. They also use some red tones underlying here, as if these Goldilocks and the Three Bears are haunted individuals and spirits, and they're not whatsoever. It's just people dressed up in masks, which it clearly shows in a lot of scenes where even Goldilocks has, the hair, you can see clearly it's a mask. The end shot ends with them taking their masks off. So why do we have a distorted red sequence going off in the house at several different moments? I honestly can't tell you that answer. So the cinematography is honestly absolutely all over the place. It's not even well shot. For some reason as well, the cinematography, they love going in between two branches to get shots of the exterior, and fair enough, trying different camera angles and trying to make something a little bit unique. But at some point I was just like, is this honestly cinematographer, director of photography, are they obsessed with tree branches? I really don't know. Okay, cinematography touched upon. The acting, wow, it is wooden. This acting, there isn't any acting. I'll be quite frank with you. Let me give you an example of the acting here. Pretend that this is the script, right? Oh no, don't do this, is how the line would read, right? The acting. Oh no, don't do this. That's how they do their lines, and I'm not kidding. It is every single line is delivered like that. And at some point, I'm just like, have we just read the script for this scene like just before they press record on the camera? Have we actually even bothered to learn our lines? I really don't know. It feels as if they didn't bother to learn any lines whatsoever going into the scene and just thought, okay, my character's going to say 1 or 2 lines here. Okay, let's go with that. Or actually, like that, let's mouth what I'm going to say. And then they have some absolutely horrendous ADR over the top. And you think Madam Web's ADR is bad. And don't get me wrong, I think it's one of the worst I've ever seen. But man, this takes the absolute cream pie cake. This is honestly truly horrendous. I really don't know why they re-recorded some of the lines. Did the audio cut out on the day and they had to re-record? Okay, fair enough. They might have been on a time strain. They might have been on maybe budget issues. Maybe had to rush this project out. I don't know the ins and outs of it and contracts with the actors. I'm guessing all that is to play in factor as to why they went to this decision. But even the ADR itself is just diabolical. It's just not fitting the actors whatsoever. And again, it's literally sounds like as if they're reading from the page. No emotion, no personality to these characters whatsoever. More wooden than a chopping board. And even a chopping board has more personality to it because it actually sees vegetables getting cut on a chopping board or meats, whatever you're doing. Wow, yeah, this is shockingly horrendous. The CG special effects, of whatever reason, they give these bears grenades to kill a few of their victims, and I'm just like, why have we got grenades in Goldilocks and the Three Bears? I really don't understand. But yes, we've got like army style Poundland Dollar Tree grenades going off with these awful smoke effects. It is terrible. And on top of the bad effects, also, you've just got a shit script at the helm. None of the characters, you learn nothing about them whatsoever. Don't even think about getting the backstory. Don't even think of getting a true friendship. But instead, the character development is, hey brother, what's going on? And giving someone skin? I guess that is the term. That's as much character development you're going to get in Goldilocks and the Three Bears, Death and Porridge. Or should it be called The Death of Goldilocks and the Three Bears? This is my problem with these kind of movies. There's no care, there's no love, there's no attention given to them. It's just simply to rush out an open public domain IP and be the first to get a horror movie out. But in the long run, that is not going to work. These movies are not going to stand the test of time. And like this one, it's not even a so bad, it's good movie. It's just a fucking shit movie. That's how much I can explain this. If I was to give this a score, if I could, I would honestly give this a 0 out of 5 stars. But the lowest I graded is half a star. And even that, I'm begrudging giving a half a star out of 5. This movie, it didn't even make me mad. It just made me question why I'd wasted this amount of time instead of watching a classic movie that I've never seen before. The only reason I did it is because I kind of have a guilty pleasure of watching really bad movies. But man, this is honestly on the top of Mount Everest level bad. Have you seen this? I'd be curious to know if anyone comes across this video and have actually seen this movie. Let me know down below in the comment section. One other thing I actually want to add here is I saw on Letterboxd that a few people gave this 3.5 star reviews. Kind of makes me question, were these people paid to leave those reviews? Or were these people, did they just not have taste in movies? I don't know. Anyway, I do want to give a big shout out to all my awesome Patreons who get to check out videos like this early, and you can as well from only £2 per month. Link is down below. But in the meantime, if you haven't seen these movie reviews of mine, which are other IP public domain accesses, including a Pooniverse discussion video, which may not be live at the time when this drops, click over here, will be live at some point. But until the next time that I see you guys, I'll be seeing you later.